Dignitas trying to secure their qualification to playoffs in the second seed position behind NLE, who have already qualified. TSM are already eliminated from Group A, but they're trying to play spoiler. They're trying to help out AS Monaco as well. I don't know if that's something that they want to do based on friendship or anything like that, but they have the opportunity to do so here by sweeping Dignitas, and what a result that would be. That would give them some confidence going into their future RLCS matches. They're still trying to get out of the relegation zone. I don't think they're even out of contention for auto relegation yet. TSM need wins, and this is a chance for them to get practice against one of the best teams in the world in a competition setting where they know that Dignitas are going to be playing at their best. Azure with a huge clear. He's playing a Scarab today. He's inspired, I'm sure, by Flakes for this one. Scarab with a Scarab on the top. If he could do some crazy things with this, I'll be impressed. But will TSM, I always mix up Weedham Girls and TSM, especially now that they're both in this tournament. Will TSM play up to the level of their opponents today and start to perform well? Pressure's off now. They can just relax. They can just get loose and play some Rocket League. Let's see if they can keep this up. That's a cracking start. Brilliant pass by Metza. Panda's off the goal line. Can't get the save. 1-0 TSM. ASM are watching this one, and they're licking their lips at the prospect of a TSM sweep over Dig today. You know, and likewise, maybe ASM don't want TSM to win in a roundabout way. Like, this is kind of a win-win and a lose-lose for Monaco, because if TSM sweep Dig today, then ASM qualify for round 2. They qualify for playoffs of TEI, but TSM would then also have insane confidence going into RLCS, where ASM want TSM to lose. So it's a bit of a confusing one. Well, it's not confusing. This Remco's shooting. That's just top shelf, top corner. And that's easy to understand and easy to appreciate, but man, you wonder, where was this TSM earlier on in the tournament, as they're making Dignitas look very normal early on. Mets and Panda trade demos. Remco, more of a pass to Yukio than a clear ball. Yukio will get the first goal for Dig to punish that very poor choice there by Remco. He's got to do better there with the clear. Magnus as well, unable to make contact as he went to hit this one. This is a chance now for Dignitas to get back in the game. Yukio forces a good save out of Magnus. Magnus has had a great game so far. Will he be able to keep this up? Dignitas are starting to pile on the pressure. There's a long way to go. You know, Dignitas, when they were under pressure, when they were backed up into a corner against NLE previously in this group, they didn't play all too well, and maybe that's the win condition today for TSM. They just need to try to keep Dignitas in the back foot, because when you allow Dignitas to set up shop on the halfway line and intercept all your clear balls, that's when they start to become extremely dangerous. You let your guard down for half a second, they've already made the pass in field and punish you. Yukio with a nice fake challenge there. He's going to dribble out of defense as well, but Remco gets the ball past him and a second man. That's important. If Remco can keep that up, that'll be huge for TSM. All of TSM, they need to be so careful not to run right into the second challenge of Dignitas, because they don't just challenge with one man. They're going to send one man in, and then they're going to come in with the second one immediately afterwards. Great clear ball also coming in from TSM right now, able to connect with each other as they wait downfield. Remco fake challenge followed by a real one. There is that follow-up man from TSM though, that or rather from Dignitas, TSM need to watch out for. Magnus is a Skyline main by the looks of things. He's making some great touches on the ball. Oh, nearly 3-1 to TSM. They're bringing the heat to Dig right now. This is exactly why so many people are confused by this TSM lineup. Why do they underperform against all of the teams that they're supposed to beat, and then play brilliantly against a team they're not supposed to beat? Remco with a nose plant onto the wall. Probably had everybody extremely confused as to what he's doing. It's worked out somehow. Dignitas can't find a way through. With a minute and 30 left in the game. You know, if TSM get us hold on to this 2-goal lead, they're going to be so confident going into the next game as well. So that's a really impressive win against a team like Dig. That's a shot into the bar by Astral, a warning sign from Dig. Violent Panda with a good clear into the middle. Intercepted well though by Magnus. That's great speed by him. They are nullifying all of the Dignitas passes. Whereas, you know, one bad clear earlier on, they got them in trouble. Apart from that, TSM's defense has been pretty flawless in game number 1. You know, a 3-0 seemed so unlikely. It seemed so unfavorable today, but based on what we're seeing today in this first game, it doesn't look like as low percentage of a play anymore. Monaco might have gone into this thinking, no way to TSM 3-0 Dig. Now after seeing game 1, they're thinking, hold on a second. Maybe, just maybe, that's possible. Because TSM are playing speedy right now. They are actually dominating. And there is a 3-1 to make this very comfortable. Great win on the race to that one by Remco. Brilliant stuff, and they have got 2-0 lead. Will Dignitas respond well to this one? TSM are playing well. Oh, that was almost an interesting ending to the game. Yukio's been lively in offense, even though no one else has. Well, that's still impressive by TSM. Why is Group A so full of upsets? They've got NLE top in the group, and now we've got TSM bringing it to their opponents. Can they keep it up? Game number 2. TSM fighting not just for themselves, not just for their confidence, but also for Monaco. Dignitas still just need 1 win though. Could be now, could be next game. Then they would be qualified to playoffs. Yeah, like Inaris just says in chat right now, TSM are pulling a Cloud9. They just look lost all season long. And then as soon as they play against a team who's in the discussion for best team in the region, they 3-0 them. They don't just win, but they pop off while doing it. They've had the better start to this game as well. Dignitas trying to work the ball clear. Huge hit by Remco. Downfield, he's got Astral backed up in the Scarab still. Here comes Panda. He's got help. And actually an own goal! Oh my goodness! A cracking shot actually by the TSM defender. That is unfortunate. Astral has just bounced the ball off the back wall and it's hit Remco on the way in. Now, if there's ever an argument that TSM have been unlucky today, that's it right there, because that is an incredibly unfortunate touch by Remco. But you do have to point out they were 2 people up for that ball. Dignitas had them in a panic, and they were rewarded as a result. Astral's actually just panic flipped in defense. I don't know if he was doing that to avoid a bump, but it didn't look intentional. Now Remco with a high hit to the back wall. He's bumped Astral down. Is it open for Metza? What a play by Remco. And he is not at all tilted by the bad luck that we had moments ago. He just solo played the entire Dignitas defense. Cuts in field, delayed pop to go all the way to the back post, and then flying into Astral as well. Scarab is one of the easier cars to hit, of course. Looking so much like a Rocket League ball on wheels. You wonder, is Astral going to keep on playing this car? Because going into this game, going into this series, Dignitas probably thought, yeah, this is going to be fine. You know, TSM haven't really played well this season. We played really well apart from a couple of close losses. Well, now it's a different story. TSM are playing their best when they're already eliminated. You do wonder, is it just pressure? Are they putting it on themselves? Because all season long they haven't been performing as well as we all know they can. That might be an open net for Yukio. Well saved by Metza. Last ditch effort by him to keep the ball clear. You know, ASM getting a win against TSM today, you know, reignited their confidence. It shows them what they can do. Shows everybody what they can do. And now TSM are doing the same thing. Maybe this is a sign of things to come in the future for this lineup. And that's going to be a Magnus shot trickling in. What is happening to Dignitas? They had this on lockdown. They started the group so well. They took down Monaco in style, crushing them in the last game. Didn't even know who NLE was. Well, now they do. And they're also finding out that TSM are not going to the retirement home just yet. All full veteran lineup, of course, but still able to perform at the highest level if they get their mind in the game. 2-1 TSM. Yukio looking to bring the ball down. He's demoed by Metza. Remco comes in to help out. You know, Dignitas have really struggled to get their pressure going. It's not unusual to see them at the halfway line shutting down everything that the opposition tried to do while creating chance after chance after chance. But today, TSM have had their way. They've just been clearing the ball with ease, something that you can't say for most TSM games this season. And then in offense, they're making Dignitas look quite normal in defense. They're scaring them with a lot of fake challenges as well, and it just shows you exactly why, you know, I think TSM are known as a team who play to the level of their opponents. A lot of the things they're doing in this matchup might not work against an RLRS team. It might not work against a team who are fresher and playing a faster, more ball-chasing style, because all these fake challenges that TSM have gone for, they wouldn't work against teams like that, but they're working today. But Dignitas still know how to pass the ball. You have to respect that. That's a great one by Yukio. Perfectly timed the flick, and Panda launches it over two defenders. 2-2. Dignitas still just one goal away from qualifying to the playoffs. Can TSM do it one more time? Can they get the lead back? Yukio infield, actually only as far as Metza. Remco's going to knock that one on. But this is still promising for TSM. They forced a really good play out of Dig there. You know, conceding a goal like that is not something you'll be too disappointed about. I know they'll still be pretty disappointed though. They'll want the win now that they've tasted exactly what they can do. And still, TSM coming forward. Remco with a good hit. He's still got his dodge available. Flip reset. Connected. Magnus trying to find a demo. Didn't want to overcommit for it. And now here comes Astral. He's all the way into the Dig, or into the TSM half, sorry. Big dunk though by Magnus. Looking for a second one. Gets a piece of the ball. Metza decides to make sure to get the ball down low there. Didn't want to hit it into the back wall, which was defended. That's a good knock on as well by Mexa. Remco gets on the end of it. No demo on a goalkeeper this time though. Look at TSM. Just boxing Dignitas in. They're keeping them in their own half. That's a great clear though by Astral. Remco. Safe touch into the back corner, and it's helped along by Metsonoris. Last chance in regulation. Going to go to Dig. Astral to the back wall. Remco's there. Yukio going to send it back into the middle, but Metsonoris beats Panda to that one. And overtime game 2. Can Dignitas secure their playoff spot with one goal? Can Dignitas give them a heart, or can TSM rather give them a heart attack by taking them into a game 3 with a threat of being swept? Dignitas with a good start here. They're well positioned, but Magnus has read Panda extremely well. Came in for a clean challenge. Metsonoris, lots of fakes on his approach to this ball. Kept Astral guessing. Oh, that's a great shot though. Panda had the last man for TSM thinking he's going to pass, but he snipes the shot right over the top of him. Brilliant strike by Panda. That secures Dignitas in the number 2 seed for Group B. TSM have really made them work for this one, but with at least 2 games left to play, Dignitas have done it. They had to come back from behind here in order to get this win, but it was, what a goal there by Panda at the end. You can see that Magnus on the goal line expected the pass. He thought it was going to go backboard. That's why he was already turning to the right. He wanted to give himself a head start, chasing that ball off the wall. Panda just slammed it on target, and that is a great way to book their playoff spot. They are the 2nd seed coming out of Group B. Who knows, maybe they'll get a chance later on in the tournament to get revenge on NLE. It's a good start by Dignitas. Yukio with the threatening follow-up shot. And is that going to let Dignitas relax now? We saw an extremely loose and extremely well-played series so far by TSM against the Dignitas, who must have been feeling the pressure ever so slightly. Now Dignitas pressure's off. They're just going to try and get the win, qualify in a comfortable second seed, not the two-way, or rather the three-way tie second seed, with 2 losses to their name already. It is possible to win TEI with 3 series losses to your name. 2 in group stage, 1 in the double elimination part of the tournament. Remco had an open right-hand side of the goal there to aim at. Did not find it. He's got a chance to redeem himself here. Panda's up early. Remco reacts well. He's bumped Astral again. Sort of knocks his own ball clear in the process. Metsa keeps it in the middle, but Yukio's right there with him. This is going to be interesting now because AS Monaco up until this point have been rooting for TSM to book them a place in the next round, but maybe now AS Monaco are rooting for Dignitas to deal a crushing blow to TSM's confidence, just knock them out of this series completely. Maybe that'll carry on into RLCS and Monaco will have a better chance of getting out of the bottom position there. You know, you kind of want to root for the underdog here. TSM have had a hard season. They're playing well. That's a great save by Astral on the goal line. TSM still right there with Dig, and this is the best. I think if you show people the Dig, or rather the TSM series against Dig, and then again the TSM series against NLE, you'll get TSM in a nutshell, basically. Because I think they just play to the level of their opponents so often. All of their subtleties in their play, fake challenges and their delayed touches on the ball in offense, they're the kind of things that work against a team who are trying to read you, but they don't work against a team who are just ball chasing. And that's, you know, one of the things that TSM have struggled with. I think they just haven't been able to beat the newer generation of Rocket League players. Similar problems are being seen by Cloud9 and NA, but you know, you put them up against one of the best teams in the world, they look competitive still. TSM bringing it to Dignitas. That is a phenomenal shot by Magnus. He is up early for that one and he smashes it back the way it's coming into the bottom right corner. Not easy to keep a lot of power on those kind of hits. Magnus making it look very simple. Infield, Violent Panda had 2 options there. Nobody able to follow up on his shot though. With 2 minutes left, TSM are still right with Dig. You wonder what could have been, because they were so close to taking another game in the Monaco series if they had done. And they'd still have a chance of qualifying here. They would still have a chance to make it through when this series began. Funnily enough, I think that would have made them play worse, so I don't know if it would have helped them at all. But Dignitas have qualified, and now both teams are just playing for pride, playing to get some momentum going before this weekend's RLCS games. Well, that's a brilliant pass. And oh, unfortunate for Metsa that he couldn't double touch that when he's landed pretty poorly. Magnus is alone at the back here. He's missed his touch. Metsa quickly recovering. But now come Dignitas down the middle. Remco is there. With 1 minute and 15 left to play. Still TSM in front. Good dribbling by Remco. Gets the ball past one. It's a 50-50 with another. It's exactly the kind of play that TSM have been lacking for large parts of this season. Struggling to clear the ball. But this will be a good one for their confidence. Win or lose, they've played well so far. They are still winning, of course, in Game 3. Are they going to get the W, though? It's up to Dignitas to look for another late equalizer. There's one thing that Dignitas are good at. It's upping the pressure. At the end of a game, Violent Panda misses his flick. That could have been huge. Now just 25 seconds left in the game. Great read by Remco. He's positioned well. Half volley wall clear. Takes the pressure off TSM once again. 15 seconds to go. TSM still in offense. That's more of a pass to Yukio than a center ball though. Remco getting a big block, keeps the pressure off TSM. Astral past one, can't get the ball past Metza though. And it's going to have to be a 0-second equalizer for Dignitas if they are going to win this one. Well kept up by Astral. If they've managed to score this, oh, that would have been insane. Looking back at the way that Astral kept that ball in the air. But it is another win for TSM, and just thinking they could have done this. They really could have beaten Dignitas 3-0 today. Last game was extremely winnable for them. This game they did win. The first game they did win. What could have been, especially for AS Monaco, who were hoping TSM would pull it out of the bag for them. You know, it's been a two-sided coin today. We've had TSM really upping their game and seeing a lot more success with their slower plays at both sides of the field, but Dignitas have struggled to get their passing going. There have been a few quick infields just to remind us exactly what Dignitas are capable of, but we're used to seeing several in every single game. When you have Dignitas playing, you expect to see the passes getting launched left, right and center, not just one pass but even a second one and a third leading to a goal. It's been pretty much just one pass and then a shot today. They're not connecting with multiple back-to-back-to-back. Sonoris tries to fake jump to back the defender up. Magnus, really good control. Again, getting the ball past two people in defense. Magnus has had some great skyline plays. I'm so impressed with his car control here. Wonder why we've not seen more of this recently. Especially in series which haven't been going too well. Sometimes car changes can make all the difference. You saw that in NLE against Monaco. Cash didn't have the best series and he switched to the Dominus and started popping off. Good save. Remco keeps Panda at bay. Astral back into the middle to Yukio. And now Yukio's going to try and get it to Panda, but look at TSM's speed. Easily clearing the ball. They've gone for a double boost steal here. And now Remco's alone. Remco does well. Still, TSM looking for all these little fake pops. Their mind games have been huge in this matchup. Dignitas would actually do well to ball chase at times. Oh, what a save, Metza denies Yukio the opening goal. And he's still going, Metza, all the way from one end of the field to the other. Pre-flip from Remco doesn't make contact. Magnus was there to follow up though. Metza investing all of his boost on this offensive play. Remco whiffs on the attack. The third man for TSM has been doing so well in this game. Whenever they're left alone, they're playing so confidently on the way in. They're not hesitating at all. Not leaving Dignitas any moments to exploit them. Great 50-50 by Magnus. Managed to control that towards Remco, who was waiting in the middle. TSM just looking for another one-goal lead like they had last game. Remco staying with that ball brilliantly as it bounced around into the middle. Be interesting to know what Dignitas' thoughts are in this matchup and why they are struggling against a team who are ranked so far below them at the moment. What is it about TSM today that has been so effective? What is it perhaps about Dignitas that's causing them to struggle so much in TEI? Now, I said earlier on that at the moment teams might be looking at Group A and thinking, well, we hope we don't run into Dignitas, who are going to be seeded lower than we expected, but maybe Dignitas are the team you want to play rather than NLE, who are turning in great performances series after series. This will be 2 in a row now for Dignitas, which has been, by their standards, largely disappointing. And, you know, you sandwich that with the RLCS loss, the first RLCS loss they've had all season last weekend. Dignitas not on a good run of form right now. TSM punishing them for it. Center ball by Remco. Metza knocks it on. Astral's going to catch it on the back wall, but where is the goal coming from for Dignitas if not just one quick pass into a shot? Because that's all they've had today. I mean, if you're going to have one offensive player in your back pocket, it's not a bad one to choose, but compared to what we're used to seeing from them, very limited. Metsa to Magnus. Both himself and Yukio missed that one. Now Astral straight down the middle, trying to accelerate the offense. But the defense of TSM are still doing so well to keep moving the ball laterally, to keep on passing as they get the ball clear. Metsinaris dunking one touch. Astral has been the one who's had the most success with his moving of the ball downfield. As we approach the final few seconds of the game, it is still scoreless. TSM a goal away from winning this one though. Magnus had an opportunity to bring the ball down. Now Panda, likewise, at the other end of the field. He's denied by Magnus on the recovery. No boost for Magnus. He just has to take the 50-50 here. And now Metz is in an awkward position, but he does well. Might even be able to keep this one up, actually. No, it will fall. And another overtime. TSM trying to upset Dignitas. Trying to force the three-way tie in the group, which Dignitas will win. But it won't be the best look for Dig moving on into the rest of the tournament. Metsinaris off the bar. Follow-up from Magnus. Remco comes in. Again, confidence in the third-man position by TSM. That's a double commit, though. Metsinaris recovers well. And then ball's back into the middle. So many centers already from TSM. And now a hard shot by Remco. Tests Yukio's goalkeeping. TSM let the pressure off for a moment, though. And now Astral's going to work it clear. That was a huge chance for TSM to take this one. There's the infield that Dignitas are usually so good with, but TSM see it coming, even though Panda disguised it pass as well as he could. Magnus to Remco. Mind Games 1. Remco with a delayed 50-50 onto Panda. It's been so tricky today, so hard to read. Even that touch by Metsa was a bit deceptive. They have to be careful here. TSM leaving some blind spots for Dignitas to exploit. They are perhaps willing to take the risk they need to win this one. Crossbar again saves Dignitas. Metsa wasn't too sad about hitting the crossbar there because he did have support behind him, but whoever it was back for TSM didn't want to attack that one. Violent Panda decides to shoot now. He managed to steal the one win for Dignitas this series with a shot that was expected to be a pass. That's a good idea for Dignitas at this point, because a lot of their infields are being read by TSM, even if they try to disguise it. Astral accepts the 50-50 with open arms. Metsa likewise. Both teams trying to play this game out as risk-free as possible. Back pass by Remco, goes over the top of Magnus, but that's fine as long as Magnus can control this. Almost an opening there for Metsa. Astral was a little bit off the goal line. Dignitas are still looking to Astral to dribble the ball out of defense for them. They haven't had too much success with any of the other clearing angles. Great fake challenge by Metsa. And now he's going to go in himself as he's got both players back supporting him. Dignitas with a real test here. They are very much stuck in their half. The TSM are barreling forward. Will TSM be able to safely and carefully play this one out? Magnus with a fake challenge. He only got the ball off one though. And here comes Yukio. Remco does get the save, but Magnus can't follow up. And Dignitas win it after being stuck in defense for a long time. And it's a Yukio dribble that forced the misplay. Panda got the winning goal. Magnus tried to pre-jump in front of him, but he just couldn't get the touch. And now we have a game 5 on our hands. Great series between these two. Dignitas haven't looked anywhere near as creative as they usually do. But that's partly due to TSM just making life really difficult for them. They've had a lot of fake challenges this series, effective ones. They've had a lot of delayed dodges on the ball, delayed 50-50s, just to mess with Dignitas' timing. But this is it now, the last game of the tournament for TSM. Dignitas are still trying to get out of this group with a second win. Trying to break their loss streak. I think, are Dignitas currently on a 2-series loss streak? I think they are, with NLE and then Maus this weekend in RLCS. They didn't win a series in between those, did they? This would be 3 in a row, and you know, to lose to struggling TSM after already dropping a series to NLE, not a good look for Dig, but that's the best start they can get. And you know, Panda's been the goal scorer for them several times this series. Magnus with a complete whiff on that one. Oh dear, it looks like Metza might have taken that one away from Remco, who had a bit of an easier save. Already TSM with a massive mess in game number 5 after playing so clean all day. It will be a horrific way for them to finish a great series. Still though, the mind games doing work for TSM. And now Remco muscles one through and they're back in it. Great response. And it was actually Dignitas who are a bit all over the place here. Astral trying to keep the ball into, or trying to knock it into a safe position. Ends up playing it right into Remco's clutches as he came forward. The series has been an interesting one. We've not seen the best from Dignitas, but we've seen a really good TSM. The Dignitas have shown us that even when they're not playing their best, even when they're not, you know, connecting passes together one after another like they usually do, they're still able to get wins against stiff opposition. They're still able to sneak those goals in. Remco flip reset was on target, saved well by Astral. Magnus with a flip reset double touch. Not a fast one though. The first touch though was beautiful by Magnus. That was ideal. Gave himself a great chance to follow that one up for what would have been one of the best goals that we've seen all tournament long. Astral trying to work that one forward by himself. Oh wow, Magnus was up very early for that rebound. Might have been better to leave it to Metza, who was behind him. TSM, they don't play the most aggressive third man in Rocket League, and I don't think any of the top tier RLCS teams do really. That's more of a new thing coming out of RLRS and coming out of the newer teams to the top of the Rocket League scene. Seems like Sandrock Gaming, you always have to assume that their third is going to go up for a rebound, no matter how risky it is. Seems like RCD, even to a lesser extent NLE. Oh wow, that's a complete whiff by Panda. What on earth happened here? Remco sent a slow roller on target, and Panda had too much time to think about it. He's just panic flipped away from the ball. And you know, mechanical misplay, controller malfunction, whatever happened, has gone about as wrong as it could have, because that was the worst misplay we've seen all series from the player who clutched the 2 wins that Dignitas have in the series. Astral infield to Yukio, and there's the Dignitas that we've been missing. Perfect pass, followed up by a perfect shot. That's a great strike by Yukio, 138 kilometers an hour. Credit to both teams. After big misplays, they've managed to immediately respond with equalizers. Astral doesn't have a flip reset yet. He's not going to go for one. Just air dribbles into the crossbar. Wants to get TSM to waste as much boost as possible there. Yukio dribbles the ball clear. Looks for the pinch with Panda. It's well blocked though by TSM. Metza bringing the ball to the side. He's still under pressure by Violent Panda. Remco stays away from danger as he knocks the ball into the corner. Astral looking for demos off the ball here, even when TSM are the ones with ball control. It's been a really quiet series for demos actually, and that's just another difference that you see when you have 2, you know, more, I guess, old-fashioned teams playing. They're not old-fashioned in a bad way, just veteran rosters going up against each other. Oh, that's a great pass. TSM are freestyling now. And, you know, you don't see as many demos when you put TSM versus Dignitas in the field. Just like there's usually not so much of a focus when you've got any of G2, C9, NRG playing against each other. But that could be a huge surprise factor that you can utilize. If one of these teams suddenly starts to look for aggressive off the ball plays more often, it can completely turn a series around. We have seen a couple of bumps make a big difference to this one. Still tied up. One overtime victory for both teams. Actually, I think it's got 2 if I'm not mistaken. We might be headed to another OT here. These two teams end up being a great match for each other. TSM clearly a great team to practice against, even if they're not performing as well when it matters, when there are actual results on the line that have an impact on a major tournament. Metsonoris testing Azrael. Azrael passes the test, and with flying colours, in fact, as he gets a double touch clear. Magnus downfield to Remco. That one's sent long by Panda. Metsonoris wants to go to overtime here rather than risk the catch late in the game. Double 50-50 to get us started. Azrael with a boost steal in the far corner. Remco likewise, but it's Yukio who gets the free ball. Now Azrael with a follow-up. And Dignitas win in 5. Remco took the scenic route back, and unfortunately, while he was still recovering, Dignitas were already scoring. 10 seconds into overtime, Dignitas make their Group A scoreline look a bit more respectable. TSM really made them work for this one though, and you know, that just shows what they are capable of when they're allowed to play against a team who actually respect them. Dignitas were showing so much respect to TSM's mind games in the series. They were showing so much respect to TSM's ground plays and dribbling, which other teams haven't really been doing. Other teams just rush a challenge and completely nullify it. But when all is said and done, Dignitas do qualify, and they had already secured their qualification from Group A already. But that just makes it look a bit better for them. 2-1. It's not completely updated on. There it is. It's updated now on Wikipedia. They are going to take the second seed from Group A, and I think we might have time. Yeah, we do have time for an interview with them. We can ask them about their thoughts going further in the tournament, if any of them are around. I think, you know, not the most impressive series by Dignitas. There were no 3-man passing plays, I think, all series long, which is something that I really miss seeing. I love watching Dignitas, you know, find each other all over the field, probably better than anyone else does in the current Rock League scene. But they got the win, and you know, that's broken a losing streak that's longer than I think anybody expected from Dignitas this season. 2 in a row. One against NLE, and then once to Mouse. They can get back to winning ways. Right, let's hop in and see what they're saying. Hello, Verge, Yukio. How's it going?
Hello. Hello.
So, you qualified. You got the 1 win. Were you a bit worried when TSM went 1-0 up in that series and then again had a lead in game 2? Did you think to yourselves, wait a minute, we might actually need to focus here in order to get that 1 win and qualify?
So like we knew before the series started that we only needed to win 1 game. So that's why we like picked different cars and stuff. But we still try hard, but we just pick different cars that we usually don't play with.
Yeah, what's the thought process behind that? Are you just trying to have some fun with it? Or are you trying to,
like really just have fun?
Yeah, trying to get some practice competitively with a different vehicle, because you never know. Maybe you pop off in one of those cars and then you think, hey, I can use this. I can use this in RLCS. Has that ever happened to you before?
I mean, yeah, like I think Dominus, like I have potential on Dominus, but I never really, used it a lot, which is why I'm probably not as good as it with Octane in competitive play. But like I do think that you can like do a lot of like even like freestyle stuff in the air. Like it just feels I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels light in the air, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I like wanted to try it for fun. Panda didn't like how I played with the Dominus, so he told me to switch to Octane, and then we started winning, I think, in the end.
Oh wow, that's
So
interesting. Did he tell you what he
as you
didn't
can
like about
see.
your Dominus play?
I don't know. He just thinks that I'm better with Octane. It's just true.
Fard,
I
what's your
told him to
take on
switch
that? Do you
to
agree?
Dominus as well. Yeah, I do.
um, I just I think he's good on both. I would agree that he's more consistent on Octane. It just comes down to like how often he's used the cars and what's just more comfortable because he's used it so much. Yeah, I don't think he's bad on Dominus, but I would agree he's definitely more consistent with his touches on Octane.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do qualify second in the group. NLE have surprised everybody and just swept it. Um, you did, you know, going into the NLE series, we didn't get a chance to talk to any of you about that one because they won it, of course.
Mhm.
But what were you expecting from them before that series happened? They'd obviously already 3-0'd TSM, but did you think that was just TSM not performing, or were you at all concerned about the NLE series before it went down?
I mean, to be honest, like the reason why like probably RCS teams struggle is because they have like a play style that we're not used to. We scrim each other daily, right? Like
Hmm.
RCS teams only. And you kind of know how everyone plays. And if you play against an RIS team that you've never played before, like you don't know what to expect. So you just don't know their habits yet. And that's why it's just like sometimes you expect them to do something that they in the end don't do. So it's just like a little bit random. And I think that's probably why we lost as well, because I don't think they play like amazing as a team. Like all they did is just like individual play. So like it's just probably if we would keep playing them, we'd probably start winning, I think.
And I want to
Uh,
add that I wasn't there during that series. I was on a flight for like a
Ah,
Dignitas content thing, and so with the hard carry not being
yeah,
there, I
that's
would
true.
understand
okay.
why
Okay.
we
There is
lost.
no game five speech this time to help the boys
Exactly,
out.
exactly.
And to be honest, we started whiffing like a little bit individually, like in that series.
In
Like
game
we
five,
threw,
yeah.
yeah, like we like if we just played better, I think we would have won.
But do you think there is value then to, now that RLRS teams are stepping up, do you think there's value to scrimming against them, putting in practice against them? Because
Yeah.
I look at NARLCS and I see some teams that play quite a lot like RLRS, just trying to
Hmm.
get early reads, only fast plays, demos, full on aggression.
Hmm.
Like, do you think there's maybe value to scrimming EU RLRS to prepare for NA?
I personally think it is. Like I think you should try and scrim like any team because you want to have like a playstyle that can win against everyone. But I don't know. Like sometimes in our team, some people don't want to scrim them. So I
Ah,
don't know. I'm
okay.
not gonna say who, but but yeah. So I would be down to scrim them, but most of our
Okay.
teammates don't want to.
Most of them don't
Occasionally,
want to. I think I can figure out who it is then.
occasionally we'll actually scrim them like for warm ups on match days when like other teams aren't able to. So like we do get practice against them every now and then, but not consistently.
Hmm. That's interesting. Well, you have made it through into playoffs. You're waiting to see who's going to finish top of Group B. That's who you'll have in the upper bracket of the double elimination for playoffs. But it could be anyone of Sandrock, Vitality, or Singularity. Singularity, you have to play against Sweden Girls right after this, actually. They need to win that in order to give themselves a chance to top spot. Um, but yeah, if you're looking at the other at those three teams, is there anybody that you want to play or that you want to get some games in against?
Revenge on Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, like I think playing against Vitality is always fun because I think they're one of the best teams in the world, if not even the best. So it's just always good practice, which is why I want to play against them.
Do you
And it's
think they've
also
got what it takes
better.
though to beat Sandrock? Because if Vitality, um,
Mhm.
if they can beat Sandrock 3-1 or better, they're guaranteed seed one in that group. There is a chance if Singularity 3-0 Weedham Girls today, the Vitality could finish second even if they beat Sandrock 3-2. But yeah,
Mhm.
do you guys have Vitality winning that match against Sandrock, who have already beaten Singularity and Weedham Girls?
In my opinion, they should beat them, but with they have never played them probably, so they probably don't know what to expect, which is probably why it's gonna be a weird series, I think.
Have you played
Yeah,
Sandrock at
Um,
all?
no,
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 just
we
in
haven't.
ranked once.
just in ranked in twos.
Yeah, I played with my Olympics teammate, I remember, against them
Oh
for
really?
fun. Yeah, but
It,
like in ranked though. and then just
Ah,
like
okay. Wait, 3v3
yeah,
or 2v2?
3v3.
Oh, wow, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations on the win today. You've got, who do you have in RLCS this weekend? I've forgotten.
Endpoint
Endpoint.
and Veloce, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, it's a double.
Yep.
That's going to
It's
be
a
interesting.
double.
That's going to be exciting. You guys have still got pretty good control over whether or not you can get those top two spots.
Yeah.
Might be a good time to play Veloce as well, as they've just lost pretty devastatingly for first time in a while.
Oh yeah, against Martin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we got swept.
yeah, you guys, good luck there, and good
Thank you.
luck. We'll see you next week for playoffs in TEI. So looking forward to seeing you there as well.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Johnny.
Thank you.
All right,
See
I'll
ya.
talk to you guys later. See ya.
There we go.
That was Virgin Yukio from Dignitas. They have booked their spot in the playoffs right behind NLE. It's kind of what we expected. Nobody really saw TSM sweeping Dig, although for a moment it looked like it might be possible. Dignitas had the class and they had the consistency to get that one win that was necessary, and then they finished off the series in style to make sure that they don't have to go through on a three-way tie, which would have looked very interesting in Group A.